Joanna Chevalier is here. So she's
hello again. I'm
she,
very happy to be back again with the BRC Art Club.
and she's in Paris at Piasa. Piasa is an auction house, and they are a lot specialized in design and also, but also in arts, but visual arts, but a lot in design. And we have the chance to have Frédéric Chambre as well, who is the director of Piazza, it's not Piazza, it's Piazza, who will be joining. And for this amazing cell that has been curated by Joanna Chevalier. I'm not going to introduce her again because you all know her, but she is the artistic director of the Beirut Art Fair. She's a curator. She's been curating many exhibitions, including at Espace Vuitton and
the next one will be at the Musée de la Chasse.
And the Musée de la Chasse. Yeah.
Hopefully we won't have any more the COVID and you'll be all able to come.
I'd be more than happy.
Well,
I hope. Fingers crossed.
It's the exhibition for the opening of the museum.
When is it?
It will be, no, I mean, I cannot give you a precise date. It's supposed to be in March, but I don't have the dates because, you know, they've been working and reviewing the whole museum, restoring everything, and make it bigger. So it was postponed because of the COVID. We were supposed to do it in October, and I might see you again also at Asia Now, because we are presenting a Chinese artist. I mean, it's too much info.
That's true. That's true. That's true. We love each other now. And so this sale has been curated by Joanna to support the artists and designers from Beirut, and she
and
has
the
gallerists.
And galleries too, because very often people ask all these galleries, the artist and the designer, to give pieces to auction for NGOs, NGOs I was pronouncing in French. But for once, they need to be helped because there's no sales. All of them had a lot or almost everything destroyed during the explosion. As a matter of fact, this exhibition was planned last December, ready to help them financially. And then, thank God, Frédéric Chambre called me during the COVID and he said, we'll keep the exhibition, but we will postpone the dates. And that's how we decided for September. And everything left, the whole container left 1 week before the explosion in Beirut, at the port of Beirut. So we were really, really mega super lucky to have all the pieces here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. So you can start whenever you want, Joanna.
I'm going to start now. And the idea is I'm going to be, there is two curating, axes. One is definitely a curation for the designers. The designers are quite, the design scene in Lebanon is very active and quite known all over the world. Most of them exhibit at Carpenter, Brenda Friedman, Nilufa. They have shown in Art Basel, Art Basel, Design Basel, Miami, etc. Even Basel, the design section in Basel. So, and whenever you see the work of the designers, you don't see necessarily this signature of Middle Eastern art. It could have been made by artists in Europe, in the States, whatever. On the contrary, all the artists, painters, sculptors that I've taken are mainly from the Middle East, not necessarily known in Europe. Even I didn't make a selection of artists known in Europe on purpose, because these are artists who are collected by museums, who are collected by a very big foundation, etc. And they have very often topics related to our region. And very important also, when I say from Beirut, it doesn't mean that all the artists are Lebanese. They have been launched in Lebanon because Lebanon is like an international platform. You're going to see Saleh Barakat, who is a gallerist, is going to talk about Serwan, who is an Iraqi artist, but he works in Lebanon because he cannot work from Iraq, and he was representing at the Biennale of Venice. He was representing the Iraqi pavilion. You have Abdelki, a wonderful Syrian artist who couldn't go to his country for many years. And he worked and was launched in Lebanon. So that is very interesting, is to see and to understand that Lebanon is a local platform. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you, give the possibility to Saleh to a bit give you an overview of all the artists, even of Shafi Aboud, who is an historical artist. So I'm going to let Saleh a little bit explain what's happening in this room already. Then we're going to move to the next room because you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different spaces, over 180 items and 70 artists presented. So here we are.
Hello. So
Hello.
to send, hi.
Good afternoon, Frédéric. It's a pleasure to have you
No, ça
again.
c'est Saleh.
No, c'est Saleh, sorry.
Saleh.
Oh my God. And I know you actually. Good afternoon,
Yes.
Saleh. Yes, we had a live when you were in Beirut. So now
Yes.
you're in Paris. So this is great.
We were lucky. We came.
I will start by sending some flowers to Joanna, because actually usually the Lebanese art scene is associated with a lot of topics that are around violence, but in this show somehow she wanted to choose a palette very representative of different kinds of schools in Lebanon. So we can see, for instance, here this artist Samir El-Sayer, who is a very famous calligrapher, who is very important because somehow he decided to take Arabic calligraphy into universal forms. So when you look at it, it doesn't give the pastiche or the feeling of what is used to be known historically as the Arabic calligraphy. It looks like a very minimalist painting, but at the same time, it has the calligraphic qualities that he was trying to take from their Arabicity into more global audience.
And it has meanings. It's lovely. This one, the one we are seeing, is Hawa, which is passion and air. And this one that I love very, very much is Hub, meaning love. Voila. Here we have an Iranian artist who is represented by a Lebanese gallery. She worked on on the Italian Renaissance painting, around the Italian Renaissance. She made a residency in Italy, and she worked on the system of transparency, glacis, and the drapé, all, you know, the texture of these classical paintings. Voilà. I'm getting you closer because that you see the system de glacis. Glacis, I don't know how you say it in English, when you have different layers of painting which give a depth and a texture to a painting. Alors, Saleh, here is a Lebanese artist who had a solo show like 1 year ago at the Surso Museum, who's unfortunately destroyed now.
So Willy Ala Tinshi, basically what we call a faux naïf. He's a highly educated artist, but at the same time he likes to paint in a very, very, very simple form. A little bit the Douanier Rousseau or something like that of Lebanon. And he's very famous for having illustrated the Fable de La Fontaine. And so this is part of this series.
Alors here you had a talk already with Nada Debus. Nada Debus is the Lebanese, one of the most known Lebanese designer, and she always takes craft and also takes it to contemporary fields. So here we have a table made of Nada, a bench of Nada Debus here again, and carpets. What is interesting about these carpets who have different forms, these carpets, she was commissioned by an Italian company to make these carpets in Afghanistan with the NGO of women, and she took the know-how of these Afghan weavers, and she on purpose she took them and she took them to something more contemporary. And these carpets, as it is a dialogue between tradition and modernité is called You and I. Alors, this is a bar for George Amaturi. He's not here, unfortunately. This ceramics by Halamata, World Ceramics. And here you have all the, no? Alors, this is an amazing table made by Gregory Castelleria, who is the interior designer and he's an interior decorator and a designer. It's one of a kind. So here we have it. Alors, this is one of our main historical, if you call it historical, I mean 70s, 80s, 90s, painter, Shafi Aboud. He is quite known. I mean, he had an auction at Christie's a few years ago, and it was very well.
He's considered one of the pillars of the second school of Paris. His works are available at the Tate Museum and Centre Pompidou and many different museums. He is a bit somebody who took Bonnard, brought it into the abstraction, and brought into the second school of Paris the kind of detail that is available in Arabian miniatures.
Here.
Considered really one of the most important artists of Lebanon, but also very well recognized in France as one of the masters of the second school of Paris.
Alors, here is the designers, Lebanese designers, quite known also. They work with a carpenter workshop and Nilufar. It was a series they made a few years ago. You're going to see another table inspired by the Italian design. Voila. Hop. An Armenian painter. Wonderful. I'm really sorry that, I mean, it's always flatter when you see it like this. I try to make close-ups for you.
Yes, hello. The connection is bad now. Yeah.
So now I'm going to take you to another room.
We are freezed.
What we did on purpose.
Joanna, we are freezed.
Sorry?
We are freezed.
Comment on fait?
Ah, c'est mieux là, c'est mieux. Il faut aller doucement, très doucement. Voilà, là on est dans, là c'est bon, on est revenu à la collection de base.
Alors, this is a fun, ça c'est un objet de curiosité. It was made with the jeweler. It's a jewel box. And you have here the box. Here you have a brooch. Yeah. Rings.
Ah, that's amazing, that piece. I remember you showed it to me.
Voilà. These are earrings. Où est-ce que je suis? Voilà. These are earrings. Okay. This is a COVID pendentif, like this.
Why?
Nobody
oh yeah, it's the. Ah oui, d'accord. Oh mon Dieu.
Voilà. And this piece is, of course, one of a kind. A pill box is one of a kind, and the designer on purpose is going to give all the comment on dit proceeds to an NGO, a Lebanese NGO.
It represents Mar Mikhail.
Mar Mikhail is the place who was hit by the explosion.
So alors, someone is asking, it's not Capellerian?
Capellerian, what it's Carlo Massoud. Look.
Carlo Massoud. Carlo Massoud. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Voilà.
Good.
Here.
Alors, it's like a jewelry box now. I mean, it's a jewelry box in a way.
This is a photographer again in Saleh's gallery.
Who had this idea of taking photos of Lebanon, but using a glass box exactly like in 1860. So he would use the same process to take his photos like with the beginning of photography, using nitroglycerin and glass types.
A little bit like a Blossfeld photographies. Alors now we took these thistles that you find in the mountains. You have beautiful also image of forest, of locals. Alors here we go to again ceramics of Hala Barakat.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Hi. Here we have the boxes made inspired by the drawings of Huguette Callan. She is one of the, I mean, she is one of our contemporary artists. She exhibited at the l'Institut du Monde Arabe.
And at the Tate St. Ives, very famous Huguette Callan. And this artist, Nada Zaini, decided to make a homage to Huguette Callan by using her drawings as a base to her precious boxes. They are like jewelry boxes, or they can be used in for many different.
It's like a Lille Vautrin object.
Exactly.
Un peu, on est dans la même lignée. Here, I'm going to show you the work of.
Joanna, si tu veux parler en français, tu peux. Hein? Je crois qu'il n'y a que des francophones dans le Zoom.
Here we have the work. Ah, francophone.
Ouais, j'ai l'impression, franchement. Ouais, tu peux.
Ok, d'accord. Alors là, on a le travail de Omar Shakil, qui est égyptien libanais et qui a travaillé autour de la. J'ai un trou de mémoire.
De l'albâtre égyptien.
De l'albâtre égyptien. Donc, je vais laisser Omar expliquer.
Est-ce que
Oui, c'est bon, c'est moi qui focus.
Alors, voilà. Donc ça, c'est les pièces que je fais en albâtre égyptien, qui est un genre d'onyx et qui n'est pas à confondre avec l'albâtre italien, qui est l'albâtre qu'utilisaient en ancienne Égypte les pharaons. Et donc, là, on a une chaise qui est une pièce unique, qui est une chaise de ce qu'on appelle une birth chair. C'était les chaises
d'accouchement.
D'accouchement, exactement.
Sur laquelle on peut évidemment s'asseoir. Hein.
Tout à fait. Et qui a été taillée dans un bloc massif d'albâtre égyptien. Donc, il n'y a aucun joint, il n'y a aucune. C'est un monolithe, c'est une seule pièce. Là, c'est un tabouret qui est aussi taillé dans un bloc d'albâtre avec le cœur du bloc, c'est-à-dire cette couleur assez particulière et très emblématique de l'Égypte, presque orangé, un peu comme du miel. Et l'extérieur du bloc, alors ça, ce que Joanna est en train de vous montrer, ce sont deux pièces qui sont en albâtre gris, une table de coin et un tabouret que j'aime bien bouger, même s'il est sur le tapis, ça fait un peu des marques, mais pour montrer qu'il est sur des roulettes. Donc c'est assez pratique et qui s'appelle Tendre Marguerite. Ça, c'est donc la table de coin. Je vais vous montrer. On peut défaire le. Voilà, et ça peut devenir un objet, un récipient. Si on trouve que la forme est un peu trop phallique. Pardon.
Bon, là, on m'a déjà fait des commentaires. On m'a dit que ça ressemblait à une paire de fesses. Donc, je vous laisse décider de l'érotisme des objets.
Ils sont tellement beaux, ils sont tellement beaux de toute façon.
Alors, ce qu'il y a de très important chez Omar, dans les différentes choses qui sont présentées, il faut comprendre que c'est des objets, même si c'est des objets qui peuvent, évidemment, qui sont d'utilité, c'est un vide-poche, etc., il y a toujours un travail autour de la sculpture. Voilà, très important. L'objet est sculpture, si c'est des objets utiles, ils sont représentés, on a l'impression qu'on ne peut pas s'asseoir sur les tabourets, qu'on ne peut pas s'asseoir sur la chaise, qu'ils ne peuvent pas utiliser ces objets. Il faut les utiliser parce que Omar m'expliquait une chose, c'est que l'albâtre était considéré comme une pierre de bienfaisance. D'ailleurs, les pharaons se faisaient enterrer avec des objets en albâtre pour aller dans l'au-delà. Cette pièce a été travaillée avec quelque chose qui est justement très traditionnel. Au mur, vous allez voir une collection de peintures assez rares, ce sont des peintures d'un artiste qui s'appelle Mostafa Fathi. Donc 1942-2009, Mostafa Fathi a travaillé la gravure sur bois. essentiellement, et a toujours travaillé autour de l'écriture pariétale dans les sites archéologiques de nos régions, au Moyen-Orient, etc. Donc, il y a de la peinture, bien évidemment, c'est sur tissu. Voilà. Et c'est de l'écriture. Une œuvre de Chouchkini, qui est un artiste qui a été exposé très souvent à la FIAC, qui est un travail relativement classique que j'aime énormément, très sensuel, toujours dans des formes abstraites. Voilà. Alors, je vais faire une transition et à fur et à mesure que je fais cette transition, je vais vous emmener dans une autre salle. Est-ce que ça va pour toi, Anne-Pierre, le rythme?
C'est parfait. C'est parfait. Il faut que tu filmes très doucement, mais c'est très beau.
D'accord.
Très beau.
D'accord. Ah, ça va capter mal en bas. Alors, pour le bas, ce que je ferai, c'est que je vous montrerai sur le catalogue. D'accord? Parce qu'apparemment, on risque de mal capter pour le bas. Et
ah oui.
D'accord. Donc, je vais vous amener plutôt à la première salle. Et au rez-de-chaussée, je peux les emmener?
Oui, je pense que ça devrait.
Voilà. OK.
C'est sur 3 niveaux, en fait. Hein. C'est énorme. Hein.
Oui, c'est assez grand. Tu as un autre étage qui est aussi grand que celui-là. Tu as une salle qui est un peu radicale que je vais vous montrer. Bon, ça, c'est une des sculptures. C'est une artiste qui est assez connue, Simone Fattal.
C'est super.
Voilà, c'est très rare. Ça, c'est une Simone Fattal des années 80, de 1999. Elle ne faisait à l'époque jamais d'objet aussi grand. Ce qu'elle fait aujourd'hui, par exemple, à la Punta de la Dogana, l'exposition, l'expo de groupe qu'elle avait faite, il y avait des pièces assez monumentales. Et ce qu'il y a d'intéressant, comme quoi les choses évoluent, Simone est une femme qui a toujours fait des sculptures absolument magnifiques, mais les gens n'acceptaient pas que la céramique pouvait être de l'art contemporain. Et que c'était un médium, simplement. Et donc, aujourd'hui, elle a fait des expos au PS1, elle est chez Daniele Balice, elle est dans plusieurs galeries, elle est assez reconnue, mais c'est vraiment très récent, parce qu'on a intégré le fait que c'est de la sculpture et non simplement de la céramique. Alors, Serwan Barran, c'est cet artiste irakien qui a représenté à la Biennale de Venise Voilà.
C'était impressionnant, la Biennale de Venise. Hein. C'était sur des soldats. Ah, ça y est, on est freeze. C'était assez impressionnant.
C'était sur des soldats. C'est toujours des sujets assez
C'était un mur de soldats.
Ouais.
De loin, c'était très esthétique et de proche, c'était très, très beau, mais très fort.
Voilà. Et Serwan, non seulement vit au Liban, mais est défendu par toujours Saleh, le galeriste libanais. Alors ça, c'est intéressant. C'est un des designers libanais qui travaille toujours avec des pierres dures. Voilà. Là, c'est avec du lapis lazuli. Ça, c'est le même décorateur qui a fait la table de verre avec les mobiles dessus. C'est lui qui a fait cette table d'appoint qui est absolument magnifique. C'est plusieurs blocs de marbre qui s'encastrent les uns dans les autres et c'est une sculpture. Vraiment, littéralement, mais c'est une table d'appoint. Voilà, ça, c'est cristal de roche. C'est des appliques murales, aussi par Hicham Gandour. C'est amusant. Regardez, prendre ce curseur et le baisser. Ça, c'est des appliques murales qui sont en dimmer. Là, voilà. Et regardez, hop. Et quand on va, la lumière baisse jusqu'à s'éteindre complètement.
Ah oui,
voilà.
Poétique.
Donc, c'est des appliques murales. Voilà. Et il y a un jeu qui est quand vous montez le curseur, ça monte. Et quand vous baissez, ça baisse. Je vais aller un peu plus vite là. Comme ça vous permettra. Voilà.
Et tout le monde a vu Margot dans le Zoom, que vous avez vu, certains ont vu à Paris. Bonjour Margot Plessis, bravo.
Ça, c'est Katanani. C'est un artiste qui a fait une résidence à la Cité des Arts, qui est dans les collections Guerlain, qui est présenté par Magda Daniz à Paris, qui est un jeune Palestinien qui a travaillé beaucoup autour des camps, en disant que même dans les camps, les enfants jouent, s'amusent et composent et font des choses. Donc, il utilise essentiellement les matériaux qu'on retrouve dans les camps palestiniens Voilà. Hop. Oui. Ah, il faut que j'aille moins vite. D'accord, ok. Surréaliste égyptien, merveilleux surréaliste égyptien des années 50. Ça, c'est des petits bijoux que j'ai trouvés dans une collection privée. Voilà. Hop. Alors, on est encore une fois dans un univers totalement différent.
C'est impressionnant.
Voilà. Photographe contemporain, Serge Najjar, qui devait exposer à Paris Photo, qui a exposé à Art Paris. Hassan Zard, c'est un très beau travail. Je ne sais pas si on se rend compte. Voilà.
Ça, c'est très beau, ça. Hein.
C'est magnifique, magnifique. Enfin, remarquez, je vais arrêter
grand,
de dire. C'est assez grand. C'est des pièces qui font 120 par 170. Ça, c'est un très, très bon artiste qui est chez Samler, qui était aussi Abdelke. Le problème de Abdelke, c'est qu'il n'a pas pu aller pendant des années en Syrie parce qu'il était évidemment contre le régime. D'où, si vous voulez, d'où l'intérêt de montrer tous ces artistes-là qui ont eu une reconnaissance, évidemment, à Beyrouth, défendue par des galeries libanaises, où il y avait je dis bien, il y avait une liberté d'expression. Là, ça commence à être un peu plus compliqué. Ça, c'est une jeune designer qui avait présenté toujours avec House of Today, cette ONG qui finance, défend les designers libanais. Ils viennent de monter une exposition à Aspen avec Liman Maupin. Voilà. Danielle Genadri, une artiste que j'aime beaucoup, beaucoup, beaucoup. Là, elle a un solo show chez Fabienne Leclerc à la Galerie Institut. Elle travaille beaucoup sur la disparition de l'image. Ah, je suis heureuse de vous présenter Frédéric Chambre. Je vais faire une petite pause pour qu'il présente un peu la maison de vente.
Je suis désolée.
Voilà.
Bonjour Frédéric.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, on est ravis de vous revoir. Vous êtes venu à Londres il y a quelque temps nous montrer Masterpiece dans une autre vie.
Exactement.
Et voilà, et donc on est ravis d'être là avec vous aujourd'hui. Et Joanna, peut-être elle est contente d'avoir une petite pause parce qu'elle parle très bien, mais très vite.
Ok. Bon, tout va bien à Londres, c'est pas trop difficile.
À Londres, est-ce que c'est pas trop difficile à Londres? Non, c'est un peu spécial. Oui, je crois que c'est moins cool qu'à Paris pour l'instant, mais
ouais,
bon,
je pense.
Je sais pas quoi. Ouais.
Mais je pense que ça va pas s'arranger à Paris non plus bientôt, malheureusement.
Est-ce que tout le monde, Anne-Pierre, est-ce que tout le monde connaît la maison de vente Piazza où il faut un peu que Frédéric raconte, parce que c'est quand même une maison de vente assez particulière parce qu'ils font souvent des ateliers de designers, des ateliers d'artistes, des expositions curated.
Mais tout le monde connaît.
Je pense que ceux qui sont connectés aujourd'hui connaissent. Mais non, we have Alexandra. Oh my God, we have Alexandra Ferrari. We have to go back to English. I'm sorry, Alessandra. Oh, so sorry. Yes. Okay, we have to go back to English because she doesn't speak French.
I don't mind. So maybe.
Okay, but I think Joanna talks better than me in English, and everything's okay. And she knows very well the auction house.
When was it created? The Piazza Auction House.
Auction House, Piazza Auction House, created in 1996 by all classical auctioneer. And after Piazza Auction House bought by François Pinault and Christie's in 2000, and in 2008, a new board of partnerships decided to buy Piazza and to develop Piazza today. So, and I was very lucky to come in Piazza in 2013 with the trust of the partnerships and to develop a new vision about the design, about the contemporary art, and with a chance to have the possibility to organize a lot of curated auctions like as this one today. But this one today is very different because it's a long story with Joanna. It's a long, long way. 2 years ago, we started to
collaborate,
to collaborate and to discuss about this new project. And after we decided together to organize this sale. And excuse me for my English, it is not
it's very
perfect.
good. It's very good.
They're gonna love it.
Working
It looks
in
like a
progress.
Peter Sellers movie. It's
Working
great.
in progress, but with my French accent, very charming. And Joanna Joanna working very hard to improve this project and to meet all the designers and all the artists in Beirut and everywhere, because sometimes some artists live work with European gallery, with European dealer, and it is one high, but it is the most important vision of the design, contemporary design and art, contemporary art from Beirut today. And I am very, very proud to organize this sale with her. And thanks a lot. And bye-bye.
You're going. No, Frédéric, you can't go. So that was Frédéric Chambre, the director of Piasa, and a fantastic curator and knowledgeable design experts. So here we see again the carpet by Nada. I said Nada Debs, and you said something different in Lebanese.
No, Debs, absolutely,
Debs,
absolutely.
yeah.
Only
And
my pronunciation is a bit Arabic, but
because yes, and so we move on to we're on the second floor right now, and
second floor.
Yeah. Okay.
This is one of the designer of Niloufa, which will have a solo show. Alors, the thing is with Khalid, he's always creating furniture, but which are also sculptures that you can put mainly in the middle of a room, and you have to turn around. Voila, here. Okay. They are quite present.
Yeah.
They are object as much. Voila. I'm going to show you here because it's interesting. You see how it works. Khalid Al-Mayis, I will show you a couch also. This is, I told you, you have this artist who works with stones. We saw cristal de roche, lapis lazuli. Here you have two lamps. Enfin, on dit
c'est des mural lamps
with amethyst, and of course you can light it. And yes, this is in bronze. It's casting wood in bronze.
Wow.
Casted wood in bronze, as if it was branches, tree branches. Georges Mohaseb is one of the artists I'm going to show you, if I can, in the other room, who has beautiful work shown here. He was showing in Venice at the Fair of Nomad. And Georges worked different materials. He is working now. This is all woodwork, different kind of woodwork. Voila. Here.
And the bench was from him as well, no?
This one, no.
Yes,
this one
no?
is the same artist that he did these murals and the lapis lazuli, you know?
Yes.
Table.
Okay.
Here we're going to go to, again, Marilyn Massoud, Syria with Russia. Now I'm ceramist. 1 second, I've been too quick.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you're going to see other work they've done.
So that's the same artist you were talking about? No, it's not Simone Fatal.
No, it's not. No, it's another. It's not Hela Matta. These are two women. They work together. Voila. Hop. Here. This is a room that is a bit melancholic and poetic, very, even, not a little bit. This is a painting of an artist who lives in Berlin, Nasser Hussein. I will show you the room first, then I will explain a little bit the hanging of the whole room. These are ready-mades that were taken from a house a beautiful house that was destroyed, because in Lebanon, they don't protect old houses. And the artist went there, wanted to keep it, not only as ready-made, as archaeological pieces and a testimony of this house. You know. These are prototype benches. The thing is, if somebody is interested by some pieces, after I'll get back to these pieces, but I'm going a little bit fast because we have so many rooms. Leatherwork.
I have sent the catalog in the chat box so everybody can see the catalog, because yeah, we know that this sale is to support designers, artists from Beirut, and as well as gallerists. And so
and we decided with Piazza after the explosion to give 5% of the auction benefits to a school of art, the University of Del Alba, which is the Beaux-Arts of Lebanon, tuition for the students who work in visual arts. Because as you know, with the situation in Lebanon, lots of parents cannot pay anymore the tuition of their children for school and universities. Voila. This is Anas, a 26-year-old Syrian painter who lives in Lebanon. And you know, you've seen Sarwan, who paints the misery in a way a little bit closer to Lucian Freud or Bacon. Sarwan, we are in something completely different. It's a poetic word, even though here, you know, you have the immigrants, here you have the workers sleeping in the streets, Syrian workers, women in the field here. But there is always something very poetic. He always, yeah, in the treatment of the colors, it's a bit like a Nabi painting. It's really very well, it's with lots of light, lovely colors. And he writes also poems. Voila. Leyla Nseir, it was one of my discoveries. I didn't know that she existed. She's a painter who wasn't really shown. This is also from a private collection. I think it's a beautiful work on wood. Leyla Nseir. These frontal portraits, wood and pastel. Voila. So now I'm going to take you.
Joanna, can we see again the one with the migrants, the big one on the left?
Which this one?
Non, l'autre, celle en face. C'est pas les migrants, non? C'est ça?
C'est pas des grands, c'est les petits ceux-là?
Non, non, le grand rouge, hein, le très grand rouge. C'est pas des migrants, non? C'est quoi?
Ça, c'est oui, si. C'est dans les camions. Et il y a écrit, and it's written down, don't follow me, I'm already engaged on the camion. It's very funny because you have them. Regarde, here.
It's amazing. It's full of humor, but as well, it's very sort of lively and yeah, decorative in a way.
Voila. So I'm going to take you, I'm sorry, you will have to wait a little bit. I'm going to go to the ground floor and we might miss a room because it can't, unfortunately, be followed by the Zoom. Here. I'm going to be quick. It's a virtual walk at Piazza.
Yeah.
Voilà la voix, je suis.
Then I'm taking you down. This is the entrance of the exhibition. There are several pieces. Among them, I like very much one thing that it's starting to be quite collected now. It's textile pieces. And it has always existed in the Middle East, textile pieces. And in Europe now, I mean, of course, you have textile artists like, comment elle s'appelle, tu sais,
Carolina Chantre.
Voilà,
ou Sheila Hicks, like Sheila
voilà,
Hicks, yeah,
etc. This is a piece, a beautiful piece made by an artist. She collects objects, she collects glasses, she collects things that she goes around, and then she creates her own textures. Voilà. This is another piece, that another work of art that I love, and especially now with the situation in Lebanon. It's Hadisi. Hadisi have created during a little bit before the revolution, he has created a sculpture of a gate that it has been opened, a metaphor to what happens with an immigrant. This is a table or a bench or a library of Karen Shekerjian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful piece by Georges Mohaseb. I don't know if you see with the light.
What kind of material is it?
Alors, it looks like wood, but it's a very light béton, concrete.
Concrete.
Voilà.
Light concrete.
Concrete. This is one of the pieces that you liked of the, you know, the ceramist upstairs.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. So that's Simone Fatal.
No, this is,
no.
No, ça c'est Masoud and Rasha. You know the pieces you told me, it's beautiful.
The two sisters, yeah. Or the two women, yeah. Okay.
This is also a carpet. Of course, you can walk in it, you can lie on it. It's like a view of a forest from an airplane. It has been commissioned to Karen Shekerjian by Ewan Maktabi.
Could you look closer on this carpet?
Yes, of course.
Can you touch it?
Yes.
So it's very...
And it has volume.
Oh, ouais. Amazing.
It has volume. So of course it's a sculpture, it's a carpet, and you can relax on it, lie on it. Nobody walks on it, as a matter of fact. This is another couch for the designer, you know, who make these amazing objects.
Yes.
Voila, Khalid, here.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been in the middle of the room, but it was too heavy to get upstairs.
Ah, yes. So yeah. So you had to put it separately from the two.
Yeah, we had to put
chairs.
Mm-hmm. This is Afaf. She's a painter. She works a lot around something that is very meditative, repetitive. Here. Landscapes, very meditative landscapes. The thing is, it can be photographed. I mean, in the catalog, you cannot see it. You have to be here to have the feeling of it. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Nathalie Khayat is the person who taught, she taught ceramics to all the others that we've seen. Now she lives in New York. It's thin, thin, thin. Voila. Then here we have a painting of Hiba Kalash. She is a very good painter. Her paintings are always a little bit like a diary, and here she talks about femininity and what is like, voila, on paradise, on femininity, and the idea of the femininity in the different areas in our religion. So you can see flowers, but when you get in, it could be a bit violent. You know, le trait here. Again.
It's the femininity and the masculinity next to the next one to the other.
Massive.
Massive,
Very impressive.
massive. Yeah, it's a man who designed this.
It's definitely a man.
Khalid, yeah, Khalid, yeah.
Khalid is definitely a man who designed this. What I'm going to do now, I will take you, if we cannot see the last room, I will show you a few things in the catalog, or maybe Khalid, we've been talking about your pieces, which are very masculine, very sculptural. We saw the brown couch and the armchairs. So could you tell us a little bit about your world? And I said that you're going to have a solo show at Nilufa.
Yes.
For the next Salone del Mobile.
I will
come.
Well, you want me to talk about the pieces or my practice?
No, talk about your practice in general. I think it will be more interesting.
I started a couple of years ago. The main investigation is craft, basically. So I was trying always really hard to push for craft and design, and to put it forefront in Lebanon as in the way I intervene on the pieces of furniture. It was not an easy task, but I mean, we're getting there. It's always a learning curve when it comes to handwork. Most of the things I do are, they involve a lot of hands most of the time, and especially the pieces I do for Nilufar. For this auction, we have one piece in wicker, which is downstairs.
I'll take you there. We're going to try to film it down there.
Khalid, good afternoon. It's great to meet you. And yes, and can you live in Beirut or you live in France? Can you tell us?
I live in Beirut. In Beirut, the studio is based in Beirut. I mean, up until last month, it was demolished during the explosion. My studio is on the vicinity of the port, so we got really severe damage. We are the first periphery of the port area.
So and your pieces got damaged as well, no?
The stuff that were in my studio, yes, definitely, like a lot of the samples and all of that. But definitely based in Beirut.
So now you're staying for a while in Paris.
Yeah, a little bit now. Let's see. I mean, I'm still working with my assistant and everything.
You know, all the designers don't want to leave Lebanon because what they're going to try to do, you have a know-how, fantastic know-how. I mean, objects that are made in Lebanon are really made really well at amazing prices. So what we've decided, a lot of us, to try to get people commission things from Europe and make them made in Lebanon. We don't ask necessarily that you have to produce in Lebanon, but we propose, we say these are the prices for the production. That's what we can do. You know, Khalid did a commission for a label. Unfortunately, we cannot say it, for a luxury label. For the moment, we cannot communicate on it. When we try to do the whole thing in Paris, each item has to go to a different atelier. I mean, to assemble the whole thing, you needed to go to 10 different ateliers. So while I'm talking, I'm going to take you to somewhere else. But the thing is, finally, we were able, before, of course, the explosion, to do all the furniture in Lebanon. It was not only impeccably made, but one atelier was able to work on leather, wood, straw, etc. And this is a luxury, you know. This is, I mean, really for us, it's a luxury when you know that you can have these artisans who can be so precise and
the connection will come back. Joanna. So to everyone in the Zoom, we have all the catalog in the chat box, and well, the connection will come back. I don't know why it shows Caroline Baker. Caroline Baker. I don't know why. Gallery view. So yeah.
Do you hear me?
Now I hear you. Yeah, we completely lost you for a minute, but now you're back. But I don't know why it's Caroline's. Oh my God, it's Caroline. I don't know. It made.
No, the thing is, unfortunately, I couldn't take you to the other room. So I'm going to show you the few things who are shown downstairs.
On the catalog.
Yeah, in the catalog. Alors, there are pictures who were taken by Grégory Boucher-Gian, and he says that these pictures for him are not picture but paintings. He treat them of paintings, and it was made before the destruction of Beirut. So it is very interesting. He had a solo show with all these pictures at the La Fondation en Pain in Brussels.
Oh yes, it's a great place.
It's a great contemporary art museum, and it is Habitat House, abandoned houses. I'm sorry, I'm getting there in a second. As I didn't know that I won't be able. Alors, this is one of the other benches. You've seen it. I show you the small version of it here. That is in concrete.
Light concrete.
Light concrete, absolutely. Definitely light concrete.
Yes.
And here, voila. I'm going to most probably grab an artist who is here as she is here, Lamia, and I will let you a little bit talk about the piece that we are showing here. I don't know if you can see. I mean, with the catalog, it's not interesting. I'm going to take you because it's interesting to meet Lamia Jré.
Yeah, if anyone is interested by some of the pieces, you can still contact me and I'll put you in touch with Joanna.
Alors, Tom, I would like to talk to you about one of our most important contemporary artists. She is very much collected by, shown in Biennale, museums, etc. And Lamia works a lot around the diary of the city. So here we are presenting a piece of Lamia, and I'm going to let her talk. She was, sorry, it's very important. She was one of the founders of our first contemporary art museum, contemporary art space in Lebanon, which is the Beirut Art Center.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. This is a piece called Coastline. It's part of a project called Underwriting Beirut Uzai, which deals with the southern suburb of Beirut, and it deals with the geographical, social, and urban transformation of that area in south of Beirut. And the project involves several elements. One of them was a sculpture and a series of drawings which are based on the maps of the coastline. And so it starts from the map of the coastline and the topography of the space, and then it evolves into organic shapes that are abstract and that could suggest communities, could suggest organic cells, flowers, etc., in free forms. And this one was made in 2019, but the series started in 2017. Voila. Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself as an artist? Where do you live? And
I live in Beirut. I grew up partially in Beirut in my childhood, and I moved to France, and I studied in the US. I studied painting and film. I'm a multimedia artist, so I use different media such as drawings, sculpture, but also film and multimedia installation. And I live in Beirut, and like Joanna said, in 2009, my colleague Sandra Daria and myself, we co-founded Beirut Art Center, one of the first non-for-profit art space in Beirut.
You know what? Actually, I think I've met you in 2010. I was in Beirut with some art projects with Sandra and Hervé. and yes, and we have met actually, but that was a long time ago. Yes, and that's an amazing center that you have there in Beirut.
Thank you.
I hope that it's not right quite in the same neighborhood, so it probably didn't suffer, right?
It suffered not as much as if we were at the harbor, at the port, but yes, we had some damage, but we are now, they are repairing it. The team has repaired it, and we are now acting a bit like a solidarity space to redistribute for different NGOs until the program resume, hopefully in the post-COVID period.
And you know something, beside the destruction, that's why we planned this exhibition before the destruction. It's very important to know that everybody is suffering because we have a major financial, economical crisis. And you know, very often people do ask the artists and designers to give pieces in order to help an NGO. And now, seriously, they need to be helped because they are not selling in Lebanon, they are not showing in Lebanon. And to add to all the catastrophe we had the explosion, and it was in the main area where you had the studios and a lot of galleries. So that's why it's very important. Even, I mean, of course, the auction is important, but even I'm showing these artists to some galleries, hoping that you have galleries, art center, curator who might approach them if they are interested, commission things and sell them and show them. It's very important.
Yeah, it's absolutely right that you say that, and yeah, it's very important that we have in mind that we have to be there. And what I really liked about your curating and your selection is that you have pieces of very young artists and very inexpensive in a way, and also very confirmed prices, so that everyone who wants can support your fantastic exhibition. So do we? I don't know. It's been 1 hour, but it's been great. And do we have anything else that we can see and maybe silently film slowly around and we can say goodbye, and everybody who wants to disconnect, they can disconnect. And if you're all interested, of course, you have the catalog on the chat box, and also you can contact Joanna Chevalier, Piasa, or anyone.
Yeah, you can contact me through Anne-Pierre, of course. You can bid online, but you have to register it before. Or you can also call the auction, choose the piece that you like, and they give a crash bid, meaning you give a price on which we cannot bid more. And we'll try to get the piece for you. I mean, there is several ways if you are interested by any pieces for you to get. So either you contact me, or you have in the catalog the number of Piazza, or you have to register a bit before, giving your idea and your account, etc. Je vais vous laisser montrer. Voilà.
Voilà.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Joanna.